All right, we are recording. So welcome to the Team Rhino call. It's July 23rd, and I just want to, just start by saying that summit was freaking incredible. It was probably the best summit that I've been to. In fact, I have to say it was the best summit that I've been to. The rewards and recognition and all the stuff that they did was amazing. Nashville was awesome. Nashville was crazy. A little spread out and, harder to see some of the people that you would normally see on a regular basis. So I missed a bunch of people that I normally see at big events like that. So that was a little sad, but other than that, just an amazing event. The speakers were amazing. The organization of the event was amazing. The new product launches, some of which we didn't know about and some of which we did know about, were amazing and awesome. And there's just so much opportunity right now. It's ridiculous. And the crazy thing is that I really want you guys to think about this. The crazy thing about all of this is that we're still just like tip of the iceberg. Like that picture is a great picture of what Beachbody is like right now. Is you see this iceberg that could take the Titanic down sitting there in front of you above the water, and it's like there's so much more below the water that hasn't surfaced yet that it's unbelievable. So not even just in what we're doing with products, like we have so many more product ideas and things like Carl was talking about at Summit, that he actually knows what is coming out at next Summit already. Like he's a year ahead. So he joked, I think it was at the final celebration, that when everybody's all excited about size, he's like, oh, it's so last year, because he knew size was coming out last Summit. He's always a year ahead. And he said, some of the things that are going to come out in a year are, if you think that this is great, he said, it's going to absolutely blow your mind what we're going to do in a year. And so for those of you out there who are like, yeah, just kind of checking this out or whatever, I challenge you to be here at least a year from now. So I see so many people who come into this, they work for maybe 2 or 3 months. Sometimes they don't even really work that hard. They just like talk to a couple people, they get a couple no's, they let life get in the way, and then 3 months in, they're like, yeah, it didn't really work for me, and they quit. And let me tell you, the people who are here a year from now are going to be the ones who are going to be successful. Even the ones who don't have success in the first 2 or 3 months, they are the ones who stick around are the ones that are going to be successful. And you can see that from a lot of the coaches. I mean, Heidi Bortz was around for a year or so before she really started putting some effort and work into the business that paid off for her, and now she's a diamond coach. And there's a lot of stories like that where people, they're not, they just don't stick it out. And that's the main reason why they fail, is they don't stick it out. It's not that they're not good at it. There's no way they can do it. Sometimes, I'm not saying there's people that aren't good at it. I'm just saying most of the time the difference is sticking it out and being here. And the other piece of that analogy of this is just the tip of the iceberg is, I was thinking about the other day how we had 25,000 people in Nashville, and the event just feels so huge, and there's just people everywhere, and it's like, man, this is such a big movement and everything. And we have not even made it out of North America. We haven't even gotten out of North America. We are only the US and Canada, and we just launched Canada a couple years ago. Canada definitely, is a whole nother country and everything, but the two countries together are so small compared to the whole world and what we have when we go to the UK, when we go to Europe, when we get into Asia, when we get into Japan, when we get into South America, Mexico, and all these other countries. It is going to be absolutely ridiculous. And the people who are here for that are going to see some awesome things happen. So anyway, some of the things I was thinking about during Summit that just made me think, man, it feels so big. It feels so big. This is like, we are a baby company right now. And if you think about it that way, we are a tiny little baby company waiting to grow up, that when we're grown up, if you're here, it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. So with that, let's talk about Summit momentum, because I think some of you have probably seen that there's coaches being added to Team Rhino, people that you've never heard of are making Success Club, and you're like, who the heck is that? Like, who is this person? And this person's going Emerald, and that person's, saying they're just about to go Diamond, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, who are these people? Well, a lot of this stuff often happens around summit time when we've got a lot of momentum going and people are getting excited and they talk about things with excitement. And I think that's a lesson for us, is that a good portion of what gets business for us is our own personal excitement about things. When you're excited and passionate about something and you simply talk about it, things happen, okay? So you have to keep that passion. There's a lot of different ways to keep that passion. But for those, especially for those of you that were at Summit, but even if you weren't, here's some things that you can do right now. So I want all of you who are on the call, if you can, of course, if you're driving, don't do this, but get yourself a pen and a paper and take notes, okay? Take notes on what I say we should be doing right now coming out of Summit. So number one, if you didn't do this at Summit, I want you to recap everything in your brain as best you can, and I want you to write down your 3 top aha moments that happened at Summit. What were the 3 top things that you were like, oh, I wish I would have thought about that way, or I should be doing that. I should do that. I should go in my team page and do that, or I should go talk to my coaches about this, or what are your 3 aha moments? Write them down, okay? Once you've got those written down, write down if they're different than your aha moments. Usually the aha moments aren't action items. They're things that you thought, wow, that was a great concept, okay? Next, write down your top 3 action items. What are the things that you need to go do besides your 3 vital behaviors? Maybe one of them is like, I need to do more of that vital behavior because I suck at that one, or something like that. But what are the 3 action items that you need to do, okay? One of mine coming out of Summit is, we've got these webinars, like we're going to do this 90-10 nutrition webinar, and then we do the business opportunity webinar, and we've got these team calls that happen on Thursday nights, and we've got all these pieces that are really good that are going to help people actually be able to invite to things and things like that. But they mentioned making a team calendar and having in the photo section, an album in the team page, having a calendar where people can go and see what's coming up for the team. So that's one of my action items that I took away from Summit, is I said, I'm going to go create a calendar for the team where you can go into the photo section of Team Rhino Coaching anytime you want and grab the photo that is the August calendar, and you get to see what's coming up in August for the team that you need to be aware of, okay? And hopefully the text with that picture will have more links and stuff in it so you know where to go. So that'll help people know what to do. So that's one of my action items. So, and then I also have an action item on some training that I'm working on that I got some ideas on Summit from. But take your top 3, write down your action items, okay? Now, make a deadline for each item. You want to know when are you going to have those items completed? When are you going to have that particular thing done? Make a deadline for yourself. Set it up in a calendar, in a task list or something like that. If you have to break it down into smaller tasks with deadlines, do it. You're a project manager right now. And some of you are like, oh my God, this is not my thing. Like project management. Oh, some people, I don't know, maybe like Brooks is out there with Microsoft Project and he's got a Gantt chart out and he's like, he's making the whole thing like that. But maybe that's not you. Maybe you got a piece of paper and you scratch a few scribbles on there and write down some deadlines. Whatever it is, make sure you got the deadline. Okay, so those things will help you take the things that you got out of Summit. You don't need to have a list of 80 things out of Summit. It shouldn't be a list of 80 things, because most of the stuff that we talk about at Summit is the basic training that you already know. You just might get it in a slightly different way that makes it click. So what are the 3 times that something that you've already heard pretty much clicked, or something that you've already heard but it's maybe spun in a different way made you think, oh, I got to go do that thing? Okay, that's mostly what people get out of Summit. Okay, next things to keep the Summit momentum going after you've written down and started taking care of those 3 things. Get on a cup team. If you're not on a cup team, get on a cup team, okay? These things can really drive stuff. If you're someone who has people on your team, you're a diamond coach or an emerald coach who's getting close to diamond, or an emerald coach who's got a couple of coaches. If you're starting your own cup team, start with the people that are on your team that want to work and try to put them on your cup team. If you don't have enough to fill a cup team, that's totally fine. We can find other people on the team for you. Don't say, I don't have a full cup team, so I'm not going to do the cup. Don't do that. And also don't say, well, I'm kind of scared to let other people down And so I don't want to be on a cup team because I might not perform as well as other people, and I'll be the one with 0 points, and everybody will look at me like, you messed up our cup team. Don't do that. Get on a cup team. It's going to drive you. And, you know, I remember, I'll tell this story because when we had our best cup team ever, where we were like number 15 in the whole company for one of the team cups back in 2013, I maxed out my points for the team at 30. No one can get more than 30 points. I had 30. Lisa had like 17, 18, or 19. Jody Williams had like 19, 17 to 19. Mark Cancilla had 19 to 21, somewhere in there. And then we had Michael Vincent, who had never gotten more than 5 Success Club points in any month. He was barely squeaking Success Club 5 out every month. And I think he got 8 points. And he was completely just destroyed and down on himself at how horrible he was. And it was like, dude, you got 3 more points than you've ever gotten in this, you know, doing this cup with us. And he was like, yeah, but it's like less than half of everybody else. Okay, don't do that to yourself. You're going to beat yourself and beat other teams. You're not trying to beat the other people on your team. Okay, absolutely, without a doubt, get on a cup team. No exceptions. No excuses. Get on a cup team. Next thing, use the Nashville webinar that we created while we were there in Nashville, the business opportunity webinar. It's already brought some people onto the team by people sharing it around. It's a pretty high energy webinar. There's what I really love about it is that the people that we brought in from Team Rhino to just say a few words, there is such a wide array of different types of people that webinar can relate to just about anyone you could possibly send a webinar to. We've got 56-year-old veterinarian who's ripped. We got Mike Ryan. We got Luke Williams, who's a banker, you know, young banker guy. We've got Brooks Lucas, the engineer. You've got me, retired engineer. You've got, who else is on there? We got Taylor and Chelsea, you know, mid-20s, young girls. We've got who else is on there? Shoot, I'm trying to remember who else came out. Oh, Heidi Bortz, you know, homeschool mom with a Navy husband, you know, or Air Force, sorry, Air Force husband. We've got all these different types of people on there that can relate to so many different types of people. So use the Nashville webinar. It's awesome. Okay. If you don't know where that is, you can find it in the team files in the team page, where we have a file called business opportunity webinars and recordings, or something like that, or opportunity webinars and recordings, and you'll be able to use that. So use the Nashville webinar. Next thing, go to Super Saturday. There is a Super Saturday probably near you. The day after tomorrow, get to Super Saturday, especially if you were not at Summit. If you were at Summit, definitely. If you weren't at Summit, definitely, right? Because you'll get your own mini summit there, especially if you go to a big one. But whatever one you go to, you'll get a lot of the information. You'll get a lot of the just the excitement that goes on around these kind of events that can really drive some things. And try to bring some people with you, okay? This is another thing to keep the momentum going here after Summit. Get to Super Saturday. If you don't have one near you, you probably can't register now to run one, but find one. Drive an hour to one. Drive 2 hours to one. You will not regret it. Go to Super Saturday. Next thing, get creative with groups and things that you're going to do, okay? I started this thing that is getting really good response called the Size Up Your Family group. So I got a little creative with stuff, and I said, hey, you know, this size thing is something that I thought in the average family, a dance program like Size is going to put most of the people in the family all on the same level, right? Like if you do P90X, try to do P90X with your family, the kids are going to struggle if they're, you know, under 10 years old or whatever. They're going to struggle with, you know, lifting weights, and you probably shouldn't have kids lifting weights at under 10 years old anyway. You know, possibly dad's going to be like, oh yeah, let's do this P90X thing. Maybe mom's thinking, you know, or it could be the other way around, or maybe mom's thinking, you know, I don't want to bulk or something like that. And it like doesn't fit a family, right? But you throw a dance program out there, and pretty much everybody's going to be starting from scratch, and they're going to have to learn the dance moves. And you're in your living room, and you're you're just laughing with and at each other. And it's like bonding for your family. So I said, I'm going to start this family group where everybody's going to laugh and bond together and exercise together. And we're going to read a book on how to be a better family. And we're going to talk about those things in a group. And we're just going to talk about being a high performance family is how I'm phrasing it. People are loving it. They're like, yeah, we want to do that together. We want to get size. We want to dance together. We want to become a better family, spend more time together, maybe actually eat dinner at the same dinner table and stuff like that. So get creative with stuff. There's something that really fits my niche because I've got kids, 6-year-old kids, and I'm very much known for, within things of trying to be a good dad and being a present dad and all that kind of stuff. So it fits my niche really well. If you don't have kids, well, then that's probably not the group for you to do, but I bet you can come up with something creative to do with groups. Next thing that goes right along with that, all these new products that we came out with, the Shakeology Boost, the performance line, size, all this stuff. The number one thing that you can do with that stuff, besides trying to sell it, actually the number one way that you can sell it is to use it yourself. So like I just posted today, I'm throwing the digestive health boost into my Shakeology, and I didn't say, why don't you try this with me or anything. I just said I was doing it, and people are commenting and asking questions. What's in it? What's it all about? Do you have to have Shakeology to use it? Blah, blah, blah. It starts conversations up. I'm just using the stuff myself. So what could you do? Like take the new performance line, start around a body beast, document your results exactly. Tell people when you're starting, I'm starting around a body beast. I'm going to test out these new performance line supplements. My goal is to gain 10 pounds of lean muscle. I want to lean out too, and I'm going to have a six pack at the end, or I'm going to be able to bench press this much, or whatever you want to say, and then go do it, and document it and show people what you're doing. Take the Shakeology Boost and replace your coffee in the morning with the focused energy, even if you think it's going to be horrible. Try it. And then tell people if you go back to coffee. Be like, I went back to coffee because it couldn't replace coffee for me. It gave me some energy, but I love my coffee. Just be real and try things. You don't have to try it, and then if it doesn't work for you, go, oh, well, I don't want to tell people it didn't work for me because then they'll think that focused energy isn't good and I want to sell it. Don't do that. Just be real with people and try things. Try the digestive health. Try the power greens. Tell people what you're doing. Try size. Film yourself doing size. Whatever. Use the products. If you use them, it's going to work. Next thing, I need you guys to think and dream big for next year for Summit. Okay, I've heard some people come to me and they say, my goal. Someone, I forget who it was, said, I hope they're even if they're on here, that's okay. Someone is really close to Diamond, I think it is, and they said my goal is to be a 1-star by next Summit. And I think my response to them was, that's no, if you're really into this business, I know everybody has different goals, but I think you need to really dream big. And if you're close to Diamond, 1-star by next Summit is an entire year for one of your coaches to go Diamond. That's a lot of time to go Diamond. Lisa Madsen, I think, is our record on this team. And she went in 131 days, she made Diamond. So, that's 3 months or something like that, you can make Diamond. And I've seen people do it in 60 days. I've seen people do it in 90 days. A lot of people do it in 90 days, so think and dream big. If you're coming up on Diamond, think a little bigger than that and say, you know what, in 2015, I want to go 5-star and be an elite coach or something like that. Don't limit yourself. If you really don't want to be a 5-star elite coach, you don't want to put in the work for that, that's okay. But I want you to think big and dream big for next year. Last thing before we move over to the 90-10 nutrition webinar, and I will take a couple of questions here, is I want to just say to all of you, especially those that were at Summit, but just everyone on the team, what you have to understand is between now and next Summit, what happens to your business is going to be 90+% up to you. And it's going to be related to what you do, not what I do as the leader of Team Rhino, not what I do on webinars, not what I do for recognition, not what I do for anything, for lead programs, for anything. All that stuff can be advantages. I could do a great webinar one time that three people you get on there sign up coaches, but if you don't get anybody on there, it isn't going to do anything, and that's going to be 90% of it. So I want you to set your mind for this next year, between now and next year at Summit. that you are the key to your success for your business. You are the one that's going to make it successful. Me as the leader of Team Rhino and everyone else on this team and all the resources that we have and the training and the back office and Beachbody corporate and coach relations and anybody else, they are the 5 to 10% that make a difference a little bit here and there. They may be an advantage. They may be something that's a disadvantage. Coach relations might be a disadvantage for you, but they are the 5%, 10%, and you are the 90%. And how you react to things and what you do is going to make the biggest difference in your business over the next year. And if you just set your mind like that, it's going to make a big difference in how you react and do things for the next year. All right. That's all I got for today. We're going to go over to the 90-10 webinar, but I'm going to take questions now. We got a few people on the call. Does anybody have any questions before we go hit up the 90-10 stuff? I think pretty much everyone's muted, so make sure you unmute yourself if you want to talk. Anybody? Questions? Brooks, you got something? You unmuted.
Oh, I got nothing.
You got nothing?
Got nothing. I'm ready to rock.
All right, let's do it. Let's see. David's on here. Courtney, Felicia, Kayla. Nobody got anything? We're all good. We're all good. All right. I'm going to head over to the – oh, wait. So somebody's on chat here. David, what personal development books are we reading? I don't know. What are you reading, buddy? I just finished The Advantage by Patrick Lencioni, which is an amazing book on leading an organization. And I just finished The Go-Giver, which I hope that you've read. If you haven't, get that one next. Get The Go-Giver. It's amazing. Simon Sinek's books, since we just heard him speak, I would get Simon Sinek's books if you haven't read those. Start with Why Leaders Eat Last. Leaders Eat Last is basically talk that he gave in a book format. I mean, it's more in-depth, but it's basically the same talk. So you want to read the more in-depth version, grab Leaders Eat Last. There's some other Patrick Lencioni books that are great. What else are we reading right now? I don't know. We can talk about that in Team Rhino too. But yeah, Go-Giver is the one that I want people to read the most right now. I think that's an amazing book for us. Go-Giver done. Okay, good. There's other books in that series though, so that you could keep going in that. The Go-Giver, I think Go-Giver gets the most sales is the next one in the series. It's like 3 or 4 book series. So consider getting the other pieces of that. There's some other ones I was just thinking of too that I need to read. You know, I've never read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, and I just came across that, and I think that would be an excellent book. Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I just saw that Heidi posted in her team page that the Kindle version of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich is 99 cents on Kindle right now. That would be an excellent book. I've never read that one, but I've heard many, many, many good things. Good. David's got 7 habits are good. All right. All right, everybody, I'm going to stop the recording.